Hi, I'm Jeremy, and today I'm going to introduce to you the French horn. The French horn is often referred to as just the horn or the F horn because it's usually in the key of F, and it is a member of the brass family of instruments. So the French horn I'm holding today is actually the modern ancestor of the natural horn, which had the same circular shape, but it was just one metal tube with a bell on the end that was usually used for hunting calls. And then many centuries later in Germany, the modern French horn with valves was developed. In terms of producing sound on the French horn, it works like other brass instruments. So you buzz your lips like this, and when you buzz them on the mouthpiece, which is this top part of the horn that can be removed, you can produce notes. And when you put the mouthpiece back on the horn, it screws in right at the top, and that is how you play the horn. It provides for a more full sound. So that's how the sound of the horn is produced. In terms of how the horn is held, it is usually held on an angle like this, with the mouthpiece at the lips. Your left hand is on the valve levers where you control the notes, and your right hand actually sits within the bell because it can move in or out to adjust the pitch of the horn. And in terms of key elements of the horn, there is the mouthpiece and the bell. There's also the tuning slide, which is this slide. There are valve slides, which are these, both of which allow you to adjust how sharp or flat the horn is. And finally, there's the valve levers, where you can control what notes you're playing with your fingers. Also, French horn players who are beginners usually work with a single horn, which is a smaller, more simplified version of the French horn that only has 3 valve levers and only one set of valve slides and is all in one key. And more advanced players usually move on to the double horn, which is what I'm holding right now, which has an extra 4th valve lever that you play with your thumb called the trigger valve, and it has 2 sets of valve slides, one in the front and one in the back. So it just allows for a greater variety of note fingerings that you can use. So it's a little more complex. And in terms of why I love to play the French horn, I think it is an extremely versatile instrument. It has this warm, beautiful tone that fits in really nicely to many different musical settings, such as concert band with other brass, woodwinds, and percussion, full orchestra, which has those 3 families as well as strings, and even smaller chamber groups like an all brass group or a woodwind group, even. The great thing about the horn is that its sound fits in so nicely to these different groups that the horn player can participate in so many different ensembles, which makes it really fun. So I absolutely encourage everyone to try out the horn and to play the instrument for themselves.